Lads, pleasure being sort of talking.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
These are so excited. These are so excited to see you.
So we've never met before, Will.
No.
But me and Carl met Ralf a few years ago on a story that we've told on this podcast before. And we told you that night, like, there's two shows that me and Carl went to school together, but we really became mates when I moved near him in like sixth form. And we sort of bonded over the love of 2 pints and friends.
There's a better word, there's a better phrase for that, isn't there?
Uh-huh.
Your friendship was forged in the fires.
It was. Absolutely was.
I saw that. I was sent the viral clip of you telling this story because everyone was like, you got a name check on Have a Word Pod. And you, like a kind of a douche, went, our friendship was forged in the fires of 2 pints. And everybody went, yeah. And everyone went,
is that the first time you've been called a douche?
And everyone went,
sound like a hallmark.
Yeah, exactly. It was like forged in the fires of 2 pints. Everyone was like, what a prick. Why do that? Dan was like that. Don't want to do this podcast anymore. This is embarrassing.
I was cooled in the pond of Midsummer Murders.
Anyway,
forged in the fire.
So your friendship was forged in the fires.
Of 2 pints.
In the furnace.
And then, so we'd always watch it together and quote it with each other all the time and still do now. And
they do a lot. Because whenever there's a sentence and everyone's laughing, I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
We've got listeners, because we've spoke about this on this show before, on Have a Word. We've got listeners who've written going, oh, I love it as well. So what me and Carl do now, every night, we'll just drop a quote in from the show, knowing he's got no fucking idea what's going on. And then we get messages going, you got that again. Nice. You didn't see that one.
I was doing a lot of clubbing in the early
I was
noughties.
about to say, the unspoken part of this is that you clearly never watched it. Couldn't give two shits about it.
Pleasure to see you guys.
My name's Ralf. This is
so
Will.
happy
I don't know how you avoided it. It was repeated. That's repeated.
So
It's on about
happy
8 times a day.
But I am. It's brilliant. This is like a make-a-wish for these two knobheads.
And I am dying as well, so it's good to finally have you in.
You are the dolphins that they are swimming with. And it's really nice to see. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. But so we met Ralf at the Comedy Store in Manchester in maybe 2012, 13.
Something like that.
Something like
good
that.
Sort of 7 or 8 years ago.
It was my very first like open spot. So you're not getting paid. It's just you're doing 10 minutes to see if you're good enough there. And you were there with Adam Bloom. Tom Stade was also on the bill. Ian Coppinger was also on the bill. And I can't remember the other guys. But
so I was filming in Manchester, and like for some reason, Adam Bloom, who's an old mate of mine from back, because I did a show called Edinburgh Nights in 2002 where I interviewed all the comedians. So that's how I know all that generation of comedians. I kind of know them all.
That was a fucking great show.
What a great
Just
gig
getting into comedy, and I was so geeky. And Adam Bloom was like the cool little wunderkind.
Exactly, he was the first person I interviewed. Like
when he had peroxide blonde hair.
Peroxide blonde hair. Yeah. I was like 22, and it was like, hey mate, and they're all like, oh, I love the royal family and everything. And it was just what an amazing gig for a 22-year-old just to swan around Edinburgh and meet all the comedians, and it was absolutely class. So, because I was mates with Adam Bloom, years later, he's gone, I'm in Manchester, are you about? I went, I actually am. He's like, I'm doing a Comedy Store gig. So I come down to the Comedy Store, and this little Scouse lad wearing a jacket that's very much too small for him and doesn't quite fit around his tongue.
Yeah.
Do you remember
blazer? When you say jacket,
a blazer.
It was a blazer,
a little blazer,
like a t-shirt, like a logo t-shirt. You know, like when a young comic is I'm a t-shirt comic, I'm young, but it's the Comedy Store. Got to dress up a little bit.
And he clearly not worn a blazer for quite some time. It was probably his
It was brand new.
No, then he clearly not measured himself for quite some time, or was in denial about his sizings.
You've got to go small on the blazer, otherwise it looks like you're wearing your dad's blazer, though, doesn't it?
Well, it looked like he was wearing his son's blazer. So
right, okay.
That was the issue. Anyway, so we meet, and he's like, "Oh, hey, nice to meet you." Backstage before the gig,
backstage,
right?
which is downstairs at the Comedy Store Manchester, and I'd brought Carl and a mate of ours, and at the time your colleague Sean was with us. And they just got tickets because I was like, oh, Tom Stade's on the bill. It's my first gig. We'll have a little night out in Manchester afterwards. And you've got to understand, like, I'm 12 years into comedy now, and meeting people that I've watched on the telly and always respected their work, that gets more and more common as you do more TV work yourself and you mix in certain circles. That happens. This is 2 years in, and I literally say it was forged in the fires, boys.
Forged in the fires, yeah.
So to walk in that green room and for you to be sat there, knowing he was upstairs, was just fucking... So I go up and I went to him, lad, you've got not going to believe who is downstairs in the green room. And he went, who? And I said, Johnny. And he went, Schumacher, who's a friend of ours. I was made up. I love Johnny.
Yeah.
So I was like, no.
Nice to see Johnny again.
Like Ralf Little, like Johnny from... And he went, no, he's not. And I went, no, he is. And I'm not proud of this, Ralf. But when I come back down, I had to take a very sly picture of you from the couch and send to him and be like, no, he is actually here.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But the story of this night... So first of all,
By the way, you could have 100 years to guess where this story is going, Ella, and I guarantee you would never fucking get it. Because I'm still not entirely sure it's true, but do carry on and then we'll discuss that afterwards.
Okay.
I wasn't sure it was true at the time, but go on.
So the first bit, which on a message to me when she found out and you've been tagged in it, that you denied, which I know it's a little embarrassing for you. It is 100% true. The shoelace thing.
Oh, yeah. I
thought he played it off, though.
No, he did, but it is true.
Right.
It did happen.
I just remember the playing it off bit.
Right, so here's what happened.
Thank you, Carl.
So we go upstairs
He's
to
mug me right off it. You understand, yeah.
we go upstairs to the Comedy Store bar afterwards, and obviously Ralf Little's in Manchester. So as well as all the comics being there who've just been on, no one's got a fucking interest in any of us. They all want to come and see Ralph. And then this woman comes over and she's like, "Hi, yeah, you're okay?" And Ralph went, "Yeah, do you want a picture?" And she went, "Yeah, but not with you." And she come to me and was like, "You were really good." And he just pretended to tie his shoelaces.
No. So what happened was, I wouldn't have gone, "Yeah, do you want a picture?" Because like you never mug yourself off that much. But I did the gesture of going, "Hell," and she went, "Excuse me," and then I had to go, "Oh, shoelaces." These have been tying for a couple of hours.
Wow.
I finally got these, so that was mortifying. Anyway, it gets a lot worse.
There's more.
Oh, there's a lot more.
Right.
Oh, it gets
Oh,
worse.
we haven't started yet.
Yeah, that was just a little appetizer.
Right.
So this family come over. It's a man and wife and their maybe 18, 19-year-old daughter, right? So they start talking to us. They're like, "Oh, where are you guys going?" We're like, "Oh, we don't know." But at this point, the bar's starting to empty, and it's mainly just the comics left and a couple of stragglers. But these are sort of
Pretty smashed at this point.
clinging to us. So we only went next door or sort of a couple of doors down. On
Low.
Yeah. Somewhere like that, like Revolution or
I think we
somewhere.
were at Revs, you know.
Revs.
These
We
get
went to
Revs.
Revs, yeah.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
Revolution,
One of our big stories from our early podcast was a big story. That's where my lookalike was kicking about
He's
getting
looking
free
like the
drinks.
ugliest man he's ever met in his
Ugliest
life.
man I've ever seen in my life. There's a guy that looks just like you. He was
sat in
there. He was
autographs.
after him. I went, "Who the fuck? He was the ugliest guy. Looked like it. What did I say?
Do you know how many times I've been tagged in the Australian waiting for a mate video?
What's that?
You've I'll show you it in the break.
All right, you got to show
But
me in the break.
Like, I get tagged in it all. It's a hammered guy who's crashed his car.
Right.
And the police come over and go, "You're right, mate, have you crashed?" He goes, "Nah, I'm just waiting for a mate." And he's just fucked, but it looks like me, and his eyes are everywhere, which obviously with me helps.
His eyes are everywhere.
So, this family who are with us, they're just sort of, I was trying to flirt with the daughter. You know, I was like 21 maybe at the time. I'm trying to flirt with this girl who's out with her mum and dad, and it seemed a bit weird. They were from Sheffield. I remember that. They were staying in a hotel. So we go into Revs and they follow us and they come with us, right? And then the daughter seems a bit aloof. And I'm like, "Oh, well, this isn't going to happen." How unfortunate for me.
Got me blazer on and everything. didn't quite work out.
But then the wife, the mother, starts flirting with me, right? And I'm like, "Okay, wow." And her husband is literally just stood at the bar watching us. And he's sort of like smiling. It seems odd. And I was like, "Your husband's sort of watching us here, you know, love?" And she's like, Yeah, I know. Just don't worry about it." And then she leans in and kisses me. And I remember this happening because you swung your head round like a crane and put it right in. Like you were here. Like I come away from kissing this woman.
I remember it. So
He's literally like, "Say what?"
I remember going,
Johnny.
yeah, I remember. Go on.
And then she asked me to go back to the hotel with her and her husband.
Oh, no.
And I was like, "Well, I don't know how comfortable I am with that." And she was like, "Would you like a preview of what could happen?" And she took me to the toilet and sucked me off.
How is that a preview? I'd be happy with that. Well, you don't need anything else. I'd be like, to be fair, thanks for the preview. And I don't want to come back to you. I'm done. Thank you very
Like,
much.
listen up, you've put all the good bits of the film in the trailer.
Yeah, exactly. To be fair, he was 21. Like, you're 45 now. You'd be like, "Oh, that'll do. There's a lot of effort involved in the rest of it. I can't just go to sleep." At 21, you're thinking, "I could do this again."
Yeah, but you've got some fucking weird bloke wanking in the corner watching you. You forgot about that
don't give a
bit.
fuck.
He'd have walked to Sheffield.
I don't care how old you are.
Exactly.
You don't want to see some middle-aged man wanking while you're fucking his wife.
I remember for the rest of.
It's a well-known fact.
I said, that's a well-known fact.
I live by that mantra.
I read it.
I gave you a load of shit for the rest of the evening going, "I cannot believe you didn't go back to the hotel and do it." Do you regret that now? Come on.
Do I regret it?
Not going
No,
back.
because to be totally honest with you, I'm with Will. Like, I don't want fucking Jeff in the corner going, "Ugh."
No,
Can we just say, we just got a comment on one of the videos last week. When Adam makes up a name of a character, the likelihood of it being a just sound at the start, Jeff, Janice, John, it's like he cannot make up a name. He goes, quickly, I need a name. Jeff!
Yeah, that'll do. As long as it starts with a J. Janice.
Amazing.
You know
Jeffro.
You know what was great about that? He was in the toilet doing his thing, and we were just stood there with a pipe, like. And you went, does this happen often? And I went, nah.
It was so weird. And also, I guess, I'm thinking about it, my ego's fucking taking a burial at this point. I've lost any kind of mojo I ever once had. This is terrible. But yeah.
You come out and Ralph's snogging the husband. I just wanted to get involved.
I was like, I believe your name's Jeff. Can I?
I suppose it's me and you now, Jeff.
Yeah. Come on, Jeffrey. Let's go.
Oh my God, that daughter's in therapy now, isn't she? Fucking hell.
Well, she must know who she is. Because
she-
also the thing is, Adam, like then, was a baby comedian just starting out. Like no one knew him. But he's pretty well known now. So
Yeah.
she will know. They'll know. They must like. They
Oh
they
yeah,
must
Mum
have
and Dad talk about
Tell
the
me
one that got away.
Yeah, tell me that. I really want them to have messaged you and gone, actually, I'm called Jeff. And
Hey, oh.
Janice here still remembers Adam fondly.
Offer's still open if you're ever in South Yorkshire.
Hey, come over Snake Pass.
Oh, that is not what you want to hear. A South Yorkshire accent in the corner of the room as you fucking give your best effort on his
Also,
wife, like,
not
belting.
Not only did Adam
That's
say,
doing a good job there, lad.
Yeah, exactly. Not only did Adam say Jeff, like, and he was like, that was the J name that he went for. But we've all moved on from the fact he said, you don't want Jeff there in the corner going, ugh. And I'm like, is that the noise you make? Where's that noise come
No.
from?
That's the noise I imagine
Thank you,
Jeff doing.
Ralph, because no one wanks noisily.
Yeah,
No one has a shout wank. You don't go.
Right. No. Right. I want your opinion on this.
Okay, yeah. Strap in.
When you are having some alone time in a hotel or wherever,
Yeah.
are you ever a bit louder than when you are surrounded by your family? So Carl's just moved out of his family home and he's bought a house, right? Really big thing.
I bet they're delighted if that's what you've been doing. Go on.
And I asked, has he had a shout wank yet in the new house because he's finally away from his mum?
Absolutely not. No one makes. Apparently, it's only you that makes noise when you're on your own.
And
Yeah.
Jeff.
And Jeff, you and Jeff.
No one does it. Look,
No.
your
I'm
heroes
going.
don't do it.
Look, that's fine.
Don't you just sort of do
I'm
it
quite happy to be one of a kind.
Don't you just do it silently and in shame?
Maverick.
Like if I'm in my house because I don't want my neighbours to know what I'm up to.
Are you a sock? Are you a gym sock man or
For
a
fuck's sake, a gym sock?
gym? I'm not a gym sock man.
What's a gym sock?
Well, you know, Jeff.
You're wanking
So
to
Jeff
a
sock.
He wanks into gym socks. No, it's like it's a
Jeff Jim sock.
it's a trope,
Jeff's
isn't it?
gym
Like
sock.
in like American
Yeah,
Pie and
yeah,
everything.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
they do it into a gym sock.
No,
or
he's an
like-
animal. He's
or
got
he's
towels.
a sports sock. Yeah.
No, so
He jizzes in his own hair, apparently.
Oh my God!
No,
Wait,
no, no,
what?
no.
You must have heard of a
there's a
posh
lot
wank.
of context to this.
You've heard of a posh
Posh
wank?
one. What's
Yeah,
that?
yeah, with
You
a
wank with
condom.
a Johnny on?
Yeah,
And it catches it for you.
Well,
Come
because
on,
there's no
bro.
clean-up.
yeah.
It's called a posh wank.
Guys, get some wet wipes in your life.
Have you never heard of that? Well, it's just, it helps with the clean-up.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I'm not talking from experience. I'm far from posh.
So that's what we were talking about before. But
I'm so
if
glad
I've just
that
got
this
out the shower,
podcast is very similar to ours.
Oh
We
my
just it's actually slightly worse.
Slightly worse. Yeah.
We usually go, we've been talking about wanking and arses for far too long.
Have
That's all we've spoken
Have you noticed I'm slightly off the leash? Because like,
It's not our fault.
I will use tissue. But if I've just got out the shower and I know the towel's going in the wash, I'll just use the towel.
Oh,
What is wrong with that?
you're an animal.
oh God.
What's wrong with it?
You're an animal.
I don't trust that you're doing enough laundry.
No, not at all. Not
Do you
at
boil
all.
it? Do you boil the towel?
Do you burn it?
What? No.
You should burn it.
I just put it on a 60-degree wash and
Did you boil the towel in your 19th century wash house?
It needs boiling, doesn't it? If you've jizzed
Do you take
in
it down the river?
Also, that's a towel, but could you not apply the same logic to like
curtains.
Oh yeah, anything that's going in the wash? So like, oh, my jeans
the
are going to go in the
curtains,
wash. I'll just jizz all over my jeans. It's absolutely
I would have
Like no one in this room has gone, oh, what's that?
T-shirt.
Oh, this'll do. Come on.
I would have no problem jizzing on my jeans if I was about to wash them.
That might be what happened with that woman in Sheffield in the toilet. Like, these are going to need a wash. Oh, you should have used a blazer.
Well, Adam, I like your stone wash.
Yeah, these were actually blue when I got them.
It's quite coarse as well. Like coarse on your skin, jeans.
Well, yeah, I haven't done it.
Oh, right.
I'm just not ruling it out. You know what I mean? I'm a man with an open mind.
Footy boots.
It is making me feel a bit Pat and Mick, this conversation, I must admit.
Yeah, can I just say, you support your heroes here, and we're like, no, but how do you wank?
Do you do a noisy wank or is it a quiet one? Well, when no one's in, I'll fucking shout it out. Soon you will be out.
Get out!